what's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about Canadian news. Because here in the United States, I really never get to hear about or see any Canadian news from our news or media outlets here. So today, I'd like to take some time to learn about the current news and events happening in Canada right now. So let's take a look at some of these top articles for today. And if anything catches my interest, I might take a deeper look. Starting with, since when did reading books become a game? Well, millions are playing. Reading books is like a game? Okay. As another new year begins, the options for joining challenges that promote reading are endless. Oh, this is amazing. This is great. Wait a minute. So in Canada, there's little reading challenges? Like, is this a national thing? To encourage people to read books. This is great. That's great. Wait, we should do that here. What the heck? But as some readers eagerly flock to these challenges, often sharing their stats on social media. I've read 20 books this week, mind you, and then you kind of make a post about it because that's kind of amazing if you did that. Others can, and apparently can get you big prizes too, so that doesn't hurt. Others can find them off-putting and anxiety-inducing. Ah, that's why some challenges take a different approach. So in Canada, they do like reading challenges. Is this like sponsored by the government? Either way, this is really great, actually. A great way to promote reading. Remember when we all did that? Instead of watching YouTube and TV and movies, we read books. Ah, it was so boring. No, actually, I used to read books a bit more when I was younger. It was actually quite fun. Quite some. Anyway, I'm getting. I didn't think the Canadian news was going to launch me into reminiscing, but there we have it. All right, let's move on to some other articles. In Canadian news today, at least 33 Canadian churches have burned to the ground since May 2021. Only 2 were accidents. What the heck is this? This would be huge news in the United States, and I have never heard about this happening in Canada till right now. 33 churches burned on purpose, not accident. I'm going to take a deeper look at this. What is this? Edmonton, 33 Canadian churches burned to the ground since May 2021. Investigation finds steep rise in church fires since reports of potential graves at residential schools. Oh, residential schools. I learned about that with the Canadian Day for Truth and Reconciliation. I learned about the residential school system. What else do we have here? This used to be the front entrance to St. Gregory's, a simple wooden church that hosted countless celebrations, dinners, and religious services. The church stood for more than 100 years, but on June 21, 2021, it burnt to the ground. Someone burned it to the ground. Louis recalled being forced to go to church as a child to learn the Word of God. He did not like it. I think this is talking about Indigenous Canadians when they were forced to go to residential schools, and a lot of people died. A lot of children were taken away from their families. Were the heathens right, he said from the church's steps. We were savages. We had come in here and have the white man save our souls. That's what we were taught. He doesn't hide his contempt for Catholicism. He's angry, but he's angry that someone torched St. Gregory's, which was the second church that burned. Hours earlier, someone set fire to the Sacred Heart Church, 40 kilometers north. Oh my God, look at this picture too. Okay, I think I understand what's going on here. This is like churches being burnt down in protest of like the residential school system and its history. These are churches that were used during that time period where indigenous like Canadians were forced to go to school and do relearning and give up their culture. And now zoom forward to 2021 or and onward, sounds like some of them are like burning those churches to the ground from their childhood, or at least at a protest. This is very sad all around, I have to say. Like, and at least the person they interviewed here isn't even condoning it, and they seem to have been directly affected by that whole situation, and they're not condoning it, which I agree with. You can't counteract one horror of the past with more horror and terror now in the present, you know? As horrible as it was, that's not the way. Not the way. But it makes a lot more sense to me now. I was like, what the heck? Churches being burnt down? What is this? That's a part of Canadian history that you have to have a little understanding of, which I happen to uniquely understand, for that to make any kind of sense. My God. Okay, what else do we have here today? Goodness gracious. As weather-related disasters mount, some Canadian homeowners can't get insurance coverage. Oh, no, we can't. I can't. No, the insurance, I mean, I can't get into the horrors of insurance right now. That is, oh, what a headache. But, you know, I go out to those affected by that. If you can't get homeowners insurance, if you're living somewhere in Canada where your house is actually in danger of being damaged. Freaking insurance companies, man. I tell you, it never ends. Winnipeg Art Gallery dropping name of Nazi-linked former director. Can we please just get a positive news headline, please? Canadian ice dance duo won't compete at nationals amid Sorensen sex assault allegations. Oh man, you know this is kind of eye-opening in a different way today. Canada has a certain reputation among Americans that still holds true as being like much more sort of positive in general, community-oriented. People are kinder and look out for each other and are polite in Canada, especially compared to the United States. But the reality is you still see news stories like this wherever in the world. And you have to acknowledge the fact that these headlines are the worst things happening around Canada, like very negative on purpose, because that's like what news is now. So maybe we'll find something positive in Canadian news today. Maybe not. Let's keep going. City of Victoria worker fired for removing head of shot cougar. Okay. Okay, wait a minute. They removed the head of a shot cougar. This was in British Columbia? Victoria? So a cougar died. Did they remove its head to like... I'm gonna click it. You know what? They got me. They wanted me to click it. Here we go. Did they take its head to like mount on their wall or something? Like taxidermy? City of Victoria employee has been fired for taking the head of a cougar shot by the police. Why did they do that? Why did you take its head? Tell me. Admit. Admit it. Spokesperson said that the animal was killed. The carcass was taken to the city's public works yard. Conservation officers went to look at the carcass and found that it had no head. Why? Why did it have no head? It doesn't really say. Someone just wanted a cougar's head, possibly to complete their ritual, to cast a spell, who knows? We can only speculate. Well, let's keep going here. Meteor streaking across New Brunswick night sky captured on home security cameras. Ooh, this sounds fun. A meteor across the New Brunswick night sky captured on security. Is this a video? Can I play this? I think so. There we go. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. In the top left. Wow. Oh my God, where did that thing land? What happens when, you know, you never think of meteors as landing, like in residential areas. Meteorite landing in your front yard? It was caught on this person's security camera. Kyle Hemphill and his 7-year-old son saw a flash across the sky. Whoa. That is awesome. It was so bright and so fast it was likely a meteor, not space debris. Space debris? We can get hit by space debris? Wait a minute, what? We got people getting anxiety over the Canadian book reading contest. I'm getting anxiety here about space debris falling on us that I didn't know about. Okay. Ones with good these are particular ones that have good fireballs with them. They hit the atmosphere at 150,000 kilometers per hour. Cool. Very cool. That's a nice little article. Nothing, no horrors of the world going on there. Less, I half expected someone to get hit by that meteor, judged on the news so far. Bowled over. What do we have here? Why some Canadians are feeling duped by their breakfast cereal? What? What is this? Some Canadians feeling duped by the breakfast cereal. Food packaging that technically complies with regulations can be misleading. Is this like when you get a bag of chips and it's 80% air? That should be an article, because that's happened and I am upset about it. Ken Bennett, avid hiker, recreational hockey player, wanted a cereal packed with protein, so he picked up Kellogg's Vector. Never heard of Vector, some high protein cereal. The box declares it has high protein, 13 grams per serving. It's actually pretty high for breakfast cereal. That's why I bought it. Is this really a news article? This guy getting mad at his cereal is a news article? Like this is top news today in Canada, from what I'm seeing. Okay. The fine print reveals a serving of Vector Flakes alone contains just 5.6 grams. The additional 13 grams, or the rest that makes 13 grams, comes from adding skim milk. I feel tricked. I feel duped, said Bennett. I took it for face value that this breakfast cereal had 13 grams. I'm with him. I'm totally on his side. Even as a picture. Look how duped and annoyed he looks. I like that. That's funny, but I also feel bad for him because he seems like a genuine dude who's just mad that the cereal box lied to him. Freaking companies, man. Oh boy. What else do we have here? RCMP fails to meet own deadline for plan on response to Nova Scotia mass shooting inquiry. Mass shooting. What? This is about a mass shooting inquiry. This is the first I'm hearing about mass shooting in Nova Scotia. Is this a thing? Did this happen? What is this? RCMP fails to submit plan on how it will respond. What? They failed to meet a self-imposed deadline to detail how they plan to implement recommendations from the 2020 Nova Scotia mass shooting. 2020 Nova Scotia mass shooting. I don't remember hearing about this. That sounds big enough that it would have been news in the United States. If this wasn't news, like, somewhere in the United States, then that's like a travesty in and of itself, let alone the fact that this happened. This is the Wikipedia 2020 Nova Scotia attacks. 51-year-old Gabriel Wortman committed multiple shootings and set fires at 16 locations in the Canadian province of Nova Scotia, killing 22 people before he was shot and killed by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. My God. My God. My heart goes out to anyone affected by this. Holy cow, I'm 4 years late, sadly. But it's never too late to, mourn, to acknowledge this. I'm just kind of shocked I never heard about this. That just kind of goes to show you the value in actually stepping outside your normal day-to-day, news intake, information intake. And I'm actually real glad I took some time to look at the Canadian news today, because I am learning things I don't think I ever would have heard about any other way, really, which is sad. My God. Man, heart goes out. Seriously. Wow, that is beyond horrible. Is there any positive news left here to counteract today's mostly negative news? But there was some good stuff here, like book reading competitions. Well, that guy got tricked by the cereal box, and this was a sex assault allegation, and they cut off a cougar's head. Oh, yes, the meteor strike. The meteor strike captured on a home camera. That was fun. That was kind of nice. What else? Amid rise in AI deepfakes, experts urge school curriculum updates for online behavior. That makes a lot of sense. That's actually a really interesting topic because, with all the new AI tools coming out, you can literally use AI to like tell it to write you a book report on Abraham Lincoln or something, or it'd probably be on a Canadian, but you know what I mean. It'd be you can ask Chat GPT to type you an essay on a history project, and it'll do it instantaneously, which poses a lot of problems for school these days when students can just go home and generate their homework online automatically. And how do you deal with that? But this is talking about fake nude images, not even talking about what I was being innocent, somewhat. Fake nude images generated by AI are some of the distressing new challenges facing students and educators. Well, that's a whole other thing. You can generate fake photos of whatever, and in this case, yeah, somehow get a hold of a picture of like your teacher, generate some kind of image of them doing something or participating in something that never happened. It's scary. It's really scary, actually. And I don't think anyone's really come up with a great solution to this problem so far. They have AI image detection, tools. You can try to upload an image and it'll tell you if AI created it. I don't know how perfect that is. They have AI detection for if your essay or whatever, if you use it to create a song, if it was AI generated, but I don't know if that's perfect. When called down to the principal's office last October, high school student Francesca Manny learned someone had taken online pictures of her and used artificial intelligence to generate fake nudes that were shared on social media. Yeah, that's the day and age we live in, isn't it? Sad. Kind of scary. Not kinda. It is scary. Man. Yeah. You really can't trust anything anymore, can you? You can't even trust that this is really me right now, can you? I could be an AI-generated Tyler right now. I don't know. At some point down the line, at some point, you just gotta believe in something, I suppose. So, just take it from me. We're really here reading this article about AI, and I may or may not be an AI. The teen was understandably shell-shocked. Oh my God. Man, back in the day, we had enough troubles as kids growing up in school and high school, puberty, dealing with, social, the whole social hierarchy of school and insecurity that comes with growing up. That was enough on its own. Now you got bullies and people that will take your photo and generate naked pictures of you and post it online. That's what you have to deal with now. And yeah, I mean, God, you could just go down and down that rabbit hole. I don't know if there's any great solution for that. You just kind of, at this point, got to hope that the goodwill of humanity is still intact, which I think it is for the most part for now. So that's good. Is there anything else here before we wrap this up? Toxic relationship. Daughter left 77-year-old father on basement floor for 2 days after beating. That is just horrible. Okay, I think I'm gonna be curious if I end up doing this again and checking in on the Canadian news, if the news cycle is always so negative. That's definitely the way it is here in the United States. Definitely. And I guess part of me is a little sad to see that is how it works in Canada too. The news is, articles that kind of prey on your emotion. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. They should definitely be reporting about a lot of this stuff because it's important to know about bad things, but you don't see too much positive news anymore, at least not today. But it was very interesting, and I do feel like I am more in the loop of what's happening in modern day Canada right now, which is a really interesting perspective for me to learn about as an American. So I actually enjoyed this quite a bit. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment, perhaps with your thoughts on any of these news headlines today. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Canada or Canadian culture, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.